What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Finance with Parks. Today's video, we're going to talk about the first 2 months and our experience in our new townhome. One of the most popular videos we've had on the channel is townhome versus house. We made a video before we, had even started looking, kind of what we were considering, house versus townhome, pros and cons. And today I'm going to talk about our first 2 months and what I think about our decision. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We talk all things personal finance, but especially about home buying, personal purchases, and items like this. All right, let's get into the video. I'm going to share my screen here. I have a PowerPoint that I had pulled up when I originally made this video. Just kind of wanted to talk through some of the items that we had highlighted. So price. The first one on a pro for a townhome is price. By far, I'm so happy we went townhome, mainly because of this one. And not just price, not townhomes being cheaper per se, but just the value I feel like we got out of choosing a townhome over a house. Now, obviously, there's going to be pros and cons, so you have to weigh which ones of these pros or which ones of these cons mean more to you. Is price more important? Is size, maintenance, etc.? So that has something to do with it, but for us, the pros of a townhome totally have outweighed a house, and we're so happy we went that direction. So with price, we ended up buying our townhome for $325K, extremely affordable. And the biggest thing that we found when we were searching is that houses in the, $375K area were pretty much entry level compared to what we were getting in our townhome for $50,000 less. And that $375 still bought you a pretty rundown, not great house. There was probably still a small yard. You were very close to your neighbors. And so for us, that $50K difference, we got a brand new build of a townhome. Those other pros just didn't outweigh the $50,000. So that was a huge one for us. The next one, the new build, like I just mentioned, we got a new build townhome, and I'm gonna do a tour on the channel here soon. But that comes with, brand new flooring. We got to pick out our floors. We got brand new countertop. Everything was just newly built. The appliances are new. And that was something we made a high priority for us, is we were willing to give up, the yard or other portions from a house in order to get the newer interior portions. 3 was the size. For us, normally a house comes with larger size options, but we ended up getting a huge townhome. It was 3 bed, 2 bath, 2,300 square feet. So what normally would probably be a townhome con, meaning, they're normally a little smaller, they're condominiums, they share a wall. Ours, we didn't have that issue at all. Maintenance. So the maintenance is a pro because I don't have to mow the lawn, which is great. We have someone come by. Granted, it is every Friday morning at 7 a.m., so that's a little annoying to wake up to. But regardless, maintenance is taken care of. They do the outside lawns. Everything that's on, the exterior of the home is basically cared for by the community, which is extremely nice. The community feel. Honestly, that one hasn't been as big of a pro as I expected it to be. Yes, it's nice that we're close to our neighbors and, we've met a couple of them, but I was expecting it to be a little more of a, not apartment vibe per se, but more a homey and, we all live extremely close together, so I thought we would be seeing our neighbors a lot more. The last one, amenities. With COVID going on, amenities have been tough. A lot of townhome communities have pools. Ours, unfortunately, does not. We traded the pool to have a pond outside, which has been nice. Hoping they'll stock that sometime soon. But regardless, we traded out the pond for a pool. But if you are looking into a townhome, that is normally a huge pro, is that you get a community pool. If you're looking, in an area where a pool probably adds, 10 to 15 grand to any home price. Where a townhome, it doesn't do that the same way because it is a shared community pool. So those were the pros that we found. And like I said, the biggest one by far was the price for the value, I think is what put us over the top to choose townhome originally and still reigns true and has definitely cemented the feeling that we made the right decision. Talk about some of the cons here. See if we've run into any of these so far. HOAs. Yeah, I had that listed because our HOA is expensive. Not going to sugarcoat that. At least for us, it's $200 a month. So take that into account when you're trying to figure out what your monthly mortgage is going to be. That you're not just considering, principal and interest. You're also taking into account HOAs. The limitations haven't been bad at all. I was able to put a boat into the garage as long as it fits inside the house. HOA restrictions aren't really that strict. Most HOA restrictions are meant to just keep the neighborhood looking nice, right? They don't want like huge boats sitting out in the front yard or rundown trailers, items like that. No signs posted all across someone's front door. So most of the time, HOA limitations are pretty reasonable. And depending, you could have a HOA president that gets a little overkill, but most of the time in all of our experience have been extremely chill. And the rules are there for good reasons, and they're pretty logical for the most part. The other thing I put down here was pets. We live next door to 2 huge dogs, so obviously there hasn't been a pet limitation in our area. The other thing I was going to mention about that I've been impressed with is, one of the cons here, right down the next one, wall sharing. So wall sharing hasn't been bad for us at all. We have 2 huge dogs. They bark every time I walk past the house, but we have never heard them once. And that is extremely impressive for a townhome. The wall insulation, I think just the technology in general, right, has gotten so much better as far as being able to keep noise out and separated. So even though we share this wall right behind me, I probably scream into all my YouTube videos, I don't think they can hear us at all. We've never had any noise problems. Last one, the limited yard in the garage space. Sorry, that's a little cut off there, but the limited yard in the garage space has not been a problem at all. Like I said, I'm able to fit a boat into our garage and my fiance's car still. So the garage space has been huge. Yes, we don't have a backyard. We have a front, kind of grass area, but that's shared with everybody. And I will say, though, when we were looking at houses, some had backyards, but they were still, nothing to brag about or even, put down as a backyard. Classifying that as a backyard was, an insult to backyards. It'd be a little stretch of the side. You just open up the door and you have, a little 3-foot runway back to the back, and that was it. So for us, it was we're giving up a yard, but the yards we would have been getting to pay an extra 50 grand for made absolutely no sense. That's all I had in the PowerPoint. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really liked our time talking about, townhomes and our experience home buying. So if you enjoy this, please comment down below and like the video. I can make a couple more of these, maybe do a house tour of what we moved into so far. And hopefully you'll follow along in the future. And remember, finance is fun. See ya.